Let's be weirdos. Yep, this is the worst coloring book ever made. What were they thinking? What's going on YouTube? My name is Arrtx. His name is Bob, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Professional Artist versus a children's coloring book. And when I say versus, never has that been more true than today. I bet when you saw the thumbnail, you thought this was gonna be clickbait, right? It's not. But do you see what's inside this thing? It feels weird. There's a weird feeling going on with this book. Is it toxic? Now before I flip into this, I do want to start by saying this is not an official book. I purchased this from Amazon. I didn't know what I was gonna get. Let's have a look. Let's be weirdos. Stitch coloring book. It is spelled the British way. It is spelled with a U. Okay? I don't want to hear any of this business. It's not how you spell it, okay? That's gonna lead to some comments. Oh, it's gonna get fun. I have used this coloring book in the past, by the way, a very long time ago, so some of you older fans of the channel will remember this book, but we'll start with the first page. I don't know what's happened to Stitch. This coloring book belongs to Bob. Sorry, mate. It's mine now. Here we go. Oh, right. It does one thing good. There is a blank page, I guess, on every one of them? Yes, oh, that's good. Okay, so there's a blank page, which means you won't ruin the backside of anything. That's lovely. Yeah, I'm not sure how the camera's picking that one up, but quality could be better. But let's continue and see what happens. So yeah, as you can see, we get some pretty standard images of Stitch. Not too, quality is diminishing. I mean, I don't even know if you're supposed to be able to make out what's going on down here. This is one of those finish it yourself coloring books. Yeah, so as you can tell, the artwork in this book is just taken straight from the animated series with some of the worst blown up quality I've ever, I mean, they couldn't even be bothered to just fill out the rest of it. It's just, this is such a shame because the images in this book are actually some of the best images I've ever seen in a coloring book respective to the, I guess, character or theme of what it's supposed to be. The fact that the artwork is only on one page, giving you the backside to just pretty much ruin, which is lovely, by the way. We're just let down with things like this. What is with the pixels? And there's the artwork from the last, hang on. Oh, there's a good reference for you. That is the image that was originally on this page, and I did this. Well, that's just lazy, but this wasn't. This looks fantastic. I can't believe I've shown you this, because now I have to set the bar even higher for this one. I wish I didn't do that. You know, I started this video thinking to myself, this is the worst book ever made, but I stand by it. Now, why did I do that? Now, in my previous video, I've been using paint pens a lot. I love using them. I'm having a lot of fun with them, and I want to get more practice in with them. So, I'm sorry, I'm just having a great time using these. And I think today is actually the perfect time to be using these because today's video is sponsored by Arrtx, and they have sent me these. The Simptap acrylic marker set, 36 saturated colors, 48 saturated colors. These boxes feel amazing. I'm not sure how well you can see that. It's just blinding. Try this light. Oh, this is much better. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but they are glistening. Look at the glitter on them. It's stunning. I love glitter. I don't like glitter, actually. I hate glitter. I guess I should open these up and have a look. I'm gonna start with a small one. Okay. Oh, ooh. What is that wire doing? A lovely organization of markers in here. Nice and compact, very tight inside there. That's great. They really don't. No rattling. I like that. Let's have a little look at one of these markers. I don't remember what nibs we have here, but it's looking like we might have a brush nib. I like the look of that. Oh, that was very excitable. These are the clicky tops. These are the ones I love. Okay, so guys, so to activate these, it's the greatest design of a marker ever. I don't know why, I just really like it. You give them a good shake, and then my lights aren't on. Don't know what happened there. You give the top a little bit of a and as you go, I just got paint all over my desk. Why? This time I'm gonna be much safer. Oh, look, it's slowly saturating it's soaking the nib. This is just a fun process, I like this. So, high. If by the end of this video you would like to get yourself one or both of these collections, there will be links down below in the description of this video as well as the pinned comment. And a big thank you to Arrtx for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so the first thing I've got to do is find myself a picture that I want to color. This is such a beautiful scene. Seriously, I love it. The quality of this image is awful, but I really think there's so much I can do. It's just so pretty. And I'll probably do another piece of artwork as well, actually, because that's just not the only one that I saw this image as well already. Hang on. Hey! You can't do that. So the first thing I gotta do is get a paint pen in my hand, and these brush nibs are gorgeous. And I wanna layer some base colors down. I gotta set the tone. This is definitely what you wanna be doing when you start a coloring book. Just layer those base colors down. Really easy step, really simple to do. You can listen to some good music, watch a good TV show, do whatever you wanna do. It's a simple task for most people. Me? I like to overcomplicate things. So I'm gonna be adding some extra details, because why not? Today I'm using paint, and the beauty of using paint is that if I make any mistakes in the early stages, well, I can correct them later on. You know, sometimes I wish life was more like paint. You can fix your mistakes later on. But I'm such a big advocate of the idea that just having something on the paper really does help you going forward. Even me, somebody who's been doing artwork for so many years, I get nervous and anxious when I stare at a blank sheet of paper, or a sheet of paper that is uncolored. So just put anything down, and if I'm being honest, I would ignore any sort of reference in. I would just go with what feels right. Start coloring, enjoy the process. It's a coloring book. The line work is already done. All you gotta do is color it in. And if it goes wrong, use paint pens, because you can correct the mistakes later. But also, who cares? Making mistakes is what art is all about, because mistakes make art. Now with the base done, you can choose to move on to the next step, or do as I do. Make life more challenging and add a double layer. Double layering is a great way of removing any streaks and just getting a better foundation. It's not necessary, and yes, it does take up a little bit, yeah, it takes a bit of time. So put on a TV show that you like, or maybe watch a movie or listen to some music, because double layering is really one of those tasks that I just discovered something. I've been sat here the whole time clicking these pens, trying to activate them. Well, there's two things to note. You see the end of that pen? They have caps on them. I didn't know they had caps on the pens. I've been sat here the whole time clicking it and wondering why it was so difficult to push down. Remove the cap. Oops. Also, another bonus tip. So I've been sitting there doing this really light pumping, right? And you know, I just thought you had to pump these to turn them on. Well, you can actually give it one big click. Check it. You hear that? Now you just gotta give it a little shake. Oh yeah, now you can pump it. Look at that. It took me like 2 hours to realize that. 2 hours! I could have just taken all these caps off. Look, they all have it. How did I not see that? I really should be reading these before I use them, because it literally tells you what to do. Okay, so the double layering is done. Now we have a good basis to start from. And yes, I haven't colored in the background because it's just a large area. I'm lazy. There's no two ways about it. I was trying to think of an excuse, but I have none. I'm sorry. And because I haven't done the background on this piece, I'm so lazy. And because I haven't done the background, I figured I would change this scene to a day scene. The original scene is actually set in night, which kind of makes the vibe of the scene fit. So I'm gonna ruin it. It's just what I do. And playing off the theme of being lazy, today I want to do a style that really does incorporate my laziness and my enjoyment of doing artwork. It's a really free style that doesn't require any sort of effort with blending or making sure that I get the areas accurate. It's actually quite a messy style. I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna call it lazy. And all I want to do with this style is just give impressions of where light is, where shadows are, where details may be, but without adding any cleanliness to those lines. I want this piece to be as messy as possible. Now there is some intent to this and the reason I'm doing it, aside from being lazy. When you make a mistake in artwork, it is highly noticeable, but the way you can make your mistakes work into your artwork is by making them consistent across the entire piece. A mistake doesn't have to be a mistake. A mistake can make art. That is how styles are born. So if you do find yourself going outside the lines quite often, or if you find yourself being unable to have smooth and clean lines, then what I recommend you do is not attempt to make smooth, clean lines across the entire piece. Don't attempt to stay within the lines the entire way. Go outside the lines. Sometimes intentionally go outside the lines. Make those mistakes work into your art piece. Seriously, it's how I get by. I was well aware going into this that I don't have the skills with paint pens to create a marvelous piece of artwork. It's just not within my skill set. So I play into my strengths. I know I can make mistakes. That's something my mum used to say to me. So I'm getting ahead of the curve here. I'm making those mistakes before I have a chance to unintentionally make those mistakes. But with that, the artwork is done. What do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you love it? Let me know in a comment below. Definitely a different style from me. One thing I love about this series is it's watched by people of all ages, and I want coloring books to feel accessible to people. I want coloring books to feel easy. I'm a firm believer in prioritizing fun over the results. Now yes, I could create a higher quality piece of art. Would I have fun? Probably not. So just enjoy the process. I also want to say that these acrylic markers by Arrtx were fantastic to use. No matter which one of these collections you decide to go for, you will find colors that suit your needs. They worked extremely well. The colors were bright, vibrant. The brush nib is, beautiful. And I think for me, the most important part here was that during this piece, there was never a moment I felt like I didn't have enough colors. Now, before we cut to the outtakes, I want to give one special thank you to Arrtx, not just for sponsoring today's video, and remind you that there are links down below in the description to these products. But I'm currently unable to talk properly. I'm actually on medications right now because I had an emergency tooth surgery on 2 teeth. And it's not over yet. I was scheduled to make this video for Arrtx a few days ago, but unfortunately I had to go in for surgery. Rather than cancel this project, Arrtx said to me that I could take as long as I needed to recover and return to the video when I'm ready. I cannot express how much that means to me as both a creator and a human being. For a brand to do something like that, I was scared, losing money, losing a contract, but they were very human. So if you guys could support Arrtx, pick up some of these pens. This is not part of the sponsorship, but I just wanted to give a little special thank you to them. And now I'm gonna go back to resting because my mouth is in pain. This thing even comes with a guide. Like there's a whole, look at this, an instructional manual, and I just skipped over all of that. I just gave up and said, nah, I got this. I in fact did not get this. I cut it out of the video, but I sprayed paint everywhere. It's like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's all up on my arm. It's got this, I hid the evidence. That's supposed to be clear. I got carried away and I just started shaking this thing. So you may not have noticed, but I haven't colored in the background. I don't know how they wouldn't notice. It's a big, there's a big empty space of nothing. Oh man, I should shave my head. I'm lazy. So lazy. I'm not using a reference for today's video because why am I not using it? I couldn't be bothered to look up the reference. Because I'm just straight up gonna lie.